And that's just how it goes. Yeah.
That's the story.
Oh, no.
Boy, I'm the second one and I butchered it. Sorry.
Welcome to Narrative Telephone. The rules of this game are simple. Our storyteller of choice will kick things off by recording themselves telling a short story. That tale will be passed along to our next participant, who will only be able to watch the video once. They will then record themselves recounting that story to the best of their abilities before sending their version off to the next person in the lineup. The story is passed along until everyone has had a turn. As wires get crossed and signals get mixed, the final retelling should be a blast.
So, me and the Roach Gang have kind of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to competition, right? One summer, this crew rolls in from out of town, just set up their whole operation in this big striped tent. They call themselves the Smiley and Son Spectacular Sideshow. So, me and my boys decided to pay them a little visit, just to remind them who's in charge here. Now, the scene inside this tent was chaos, just bright colors, balloon animals, this weird music. Every single one of their guys had their faces painted, like white face, red nose. Some of them had a big smile or a big frown. Whoever these sick freaks were, they didn't want anyone seeing their real faces. But all of a sudden, one of their guys got the drop on us. He was this furbolg fella with big shoes, and he was waving his hands around in this strange, distracting pattern, making these colorful balls fly around in the air at his command. But before he could finish whatever twisted spell he was trying to cast, my bodyguard Crocus decked him right in the face. And that's when the tent broke out into an all-out brawl. It was fists, knives, peanuts, and just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, we hear this roar, and to this day, I cannot explain what I saw next. A bear, wearing a little hat, riding a bicycle like a person. So at that point we ran, because if a bear can learn how to ride a bike, what else is he capable of? You know, we're not stupid. But the next morning, just as quickly as they had wandered into town, the Smiley and Son Spectacular Sideshow packed up and left. Moved on to the next town without ever hearing back from them again. So I think they got our message.
So me and the Roach Gang, my crew, we have what you'd call a zero tolerance policy for competition. So if anybody rolls up in a town, we deal with it. That's just the way we do. Oh boy. But this one day, this other crew rolled into town called the Smiley, Son and Spectacular Fun Crew. And we never seen anything like this. They put up this big striped tent, and we wandered in there to deal with business, and all of them were wearing all this makeup. They had white faces and big red noses, and some of them had big smiles painted on or big frowns painted on. I think they might have been juggalos. And, we threw down. We got into this huge fight, and we started knocking them around, and then this furbolg dude came who just started waving his hands up and down and left and right and started making all these lights swirl through the air. And we were taken aback by it a bit, but then my boy Crocus came and just took a swing and decked that furbolg right in the face and laid him out. Well, we thought we were getting the upper hand, but at that point, suddenly this bear wheels in, a bear wearing a little hat on a bicycle. Well, we got the hell out of there, because at that point, if you got a bear who can learn to ride a bicycle, you gotta wonder, what else is he capable of? Probably a lot. So we got the hell out of there and licked our wounds and woke up the next day, and wouldn't you know it, the Smiley Son Spectacular Fun Crew was nowhere to be seen. And that was the end of that. Boy, I'm the second one and I butchered it. Sorry!
So, me and the Roach Gang, my boys, we have a zero tolerance policy for anybody who tries to invade on our area. And so, one day, this new crew comes to town, and they are calling themselves the Spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun crew, and they put up this striped tent, and we go in and we see that they're made up of all of these different people with makeup on their faces, and they have, like white makeup with smiles drawn on and frowns drawn on and red noses. Maybe they were juggalos, who can say? But so we decided that, you know what, no juggalos here, and I started throwing down. They had a Fearbulk who was doing some kind of magic, and it was really flashy and scary. But my boy Crocus comes up and just decks him right in the face. So obviously, upper hand Roach Gang. But then out comes, wheeling on a little bicycle, a bear with a tiny hat. And all I'm saying is that we had to get out of there, because if they have a bear who can learn how to ride a bike, what else can that bear do? Clearly not worth messing with. So we leave, we lick our wounds. The next day, the spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun crew, they were gone. Nowhere to be seen. And that's the story. I don't remember how it ends, but I'm pretty sure that that's it. All right, that's enough. Goodbye now.
Yo! Me and the Roach Gang boys, we're a crew, and we got one rule: zero tolerance on crews invading our turf, our area. One day, there was a new crew that rolled into town. They called themselves the Spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun Crew. Woo, they were crazy. They had a striped tent, painted faces, makeup, white faces with like smiles and lines and stripes and dots. Oh man, they were juggling. But me and my Roach Gang boys, we got one rule: zero tolerance on juggalos. And we thought they were juggalos, so we stepped to them to get rid of them. First, they whip out a Furbulk with flashy magic, wha-pow, wha-pow, wha-pow. But then our boy Crocus, goosh, decks him in the face. Next, they had a guy named Wheelin. Wheelin rolled out on a bicycle with a tiny hat. He was a bear in a tiny hat. That was crazy. Me and the Roach Gang boys said, yo, we don't mess with that. And we rolled out of there. We left the tent and licked our wounds and said, no more of that. And then our crew was gone. And that's it. Pretty sure that's the end of the story. Roach Gang boys forever!
What's up, y'all? My name's Fiedra, and me and my Roach Gang, we have a zero tolerance policy for people encroaching on our turf. And one day, this other crew came in on our turf, and they had a striped tent and white face and lines and dots all over their faces, and they were juggling and doing circus stuff, but they were on our turf, and we couldn't have that. So what we did was we were like, hey guys, you can't be on our turf. And so we brawled about it gang style. And the first guy that we had to fight was this Furbo with magic. And so it was doing magic, 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 this Furbo. And our guy, who's the muscle, that's Crocus. Crocus was like, meh, 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 really beating that Furbo up. And then after Crocus was done with the Furbo, a bear on a unicycle with a little hat came out, and Crocus and the bear started fighting, and they were fighting. And Crocus couldn't beat the bear. And so we went home and we licked our wounds. And to this day, we now have a zero tolerance policy for people being on our turf and also juggalos, because that was the Smiley Face Fun Time group. They were a bunch of juggalos, and we couldn't have that. That's a story.
Yo, what up? Fiedra here, and I just want to say that as a leader of the Roach Gang, we have a zero tolerance policy when people coming in on our turf, all right? We guard our turf. We have zero tolerance policy for those who come in here. Like there was this time where this other gang started coming in to our turf. They had like a striped tent, and they were like white faces, and they were juggling balls and shit. And they have kind of like a big old circus troupe type vibe. But no, we're not gonna have that, because that circus troupe came in on our turf, Roach Gang turf. So we went ahead, we got our crew together, and we went to go ahead in front of them and say like, you gotta get out of here. But then suddenly, they had like a member who was a furball. Furball runs in here, it's like a magician type, who's like magic, just like throwing spells out left and right. And I got my boy Crocus, big old muscular boy Crocus, comes up there and he starts fighting this furball. And they're going and beating and fighting back and forth, Magic and Crocus just fighting each other until suddenly defeats the furball. Crocus, hell yeah, victorious on that. However, turn to the side and a fucking bear on a tricycle, a unicycle even. Could be either. Bear comes in on a unicycle and Crocus is like, no, not this again. Then Crocus and the bear start going at it. They're fighting, tearing into each other and shit, breaking it down. And Crocus couldn't beat the bear, so we went home and we licked our wounds. However, we now have a zero tolerance policy on anyone coming in on Roach Gang turf. And that's just how it goes. Yeah. Sorry.
Yo, what's up? me and Fiedra, part of the Roach Gang, we're all about protecting our territory, protecting our turf. We protect our turf and our territory as part of the Roach Gang, and we're not about people coming in and infringing on our turf or territory. T&T as we call it. Defend the turf and territory. And there was this one gang that came in and they had a bunch of striped tents and a bunch of white painted faces and motorcycles, and they were doing a bunch of shit, and we were like, yo, get out of here, because we protect our turf and our territory. And me and my boy Crocus, we got after this one cat that came in that was riding a unicycle. He might have been a bear riding a unicycle, but my boy Crocus knows that we protect our turf and our territory. And we're like, we're not about that bear on a unicycle. Get your furry, fuzzy little butt out of here. And Crocus showed him the door. And so we went home and we licked our wounds. We licked our wounds and we learned from that protecting our turf and our territory has consequences, and that's that.
Oh no, the panic. Oh no. I'm just making noises. Okay, here we go. Me and Fiedra, we're part of the Roach Gang, and we're so tough, and we fight and we take care of our turf and our territory. We fight for our territory and our turf. And my boy Crocus, we're fighting for our turf and our territory. And then like this whole other gang comes in, and they have like white painted faces, and they're on motorcycles, and they're in striped tents. And then I guess they leave the tents to fight us. And then, whoa, we're fighting for our turf and our territory. And then what? Oh yeah, a bear also comes in. I don't know. I think he's part of the gang as well. He comes in on a unicycle, this stupid fluffy buff bear. And then we get the bear out of there. And then me and Crocus go back to where we were before, and we, lick our wounds and we protect our turf and our territory.
Hey,
What's narrative?
All these pretty faces.
Octagon.
Narrative Turlerford.
That's about where it ended, I think.
Who are these people? And
boy.
we're in a Zoom with random people. Who are these people?
I stole your meeting ID. I put it on Reddit. This is compromised.
She's hacking. She's in.
Well, we have a bevy of guests with us. For the first time ever, we have our lore keeper, Dani Carr, joining us on Narrative Television. So that's one. But then also, we're in the time of Divergence. So we have guests, Jasmine Don and Celia Gooding, with us to crash and burn.
Yes.
Hello
Welcome,
to
you
both
guys.
of you.
Oh, hello.
So we've got our guests for Divergence. What exactly is Divergence? Jasmine and Celia and Liam and Matt, who are all in it.
It's a new diet drink available.
Divergence.
No.
Can you explain it in a way where I don't have to watch it?
That is the point of this, yes.
Yeah, this episode of Narrative Telephone is gonna tell you all you need to know about Divergence.
It's actually all you need to watch is this episode. Don't watch
I
Divergence.
spoiled the
just watch
entire
this.
thing in my 90-second long story.
Kind
In
of true.
fact, rather than watch all 4 episodes of the story we told, just watch the last story today in Narrative Telephone. You'll basically have
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can do
Wait,
that.
there's something that I need to discuss really quickly that's really driving me crazy.
Okay.
What is the hat behind you that is weirdly shaped?
this.
Yes.
Well, it's a baseball cap.
Yeah,
It's the
and
O'Brien crest, and it belonged to my father. So it's my father.
but what's this part? It
That's
doesn't look
just-
like a
it's
baseball
unbuttoned.
cap.
It's just
Do you know what a
unbuttoned.
baseball hat is?
Oh, I see. I see.
Sport
No,
hat.
I know. Ashley was saying it looked like it was like a mask, like a Halloween mask.
Yes.
Come to her
Yeah.
rescue.
Thank you,
Come to her
Jasmine.
rescue.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Jasmine.
just how I have it affixed. to the
Floundering
phone.
in Marissa's
It looked
office.
like a weird. You know what I do.
Okay, sure, honey.
So
Divergence.
Sell me on this Divergence. Is it a
All right.
fun comedy romp?
Depends on who you
Yes.
A rom com.
Yeah, there's 2
Yeah,
young.
there's some rom and some com in there, depending
There's
on
some
how you
young
define
20-somethings.
rom-com.
They start
Yeah.
together, but they diverge. There's a divergence, and then the whole story is how they come back together.
It's amazing.
Yep.
All right, I'm in. I'll
It's
watch.
really good, Sam.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
And our two new friends here are both in it, playing characters.
Oh, yeah.
Very much
Yes,
so.
they brought to the
Playing
table.
characters,
Yeah, what is
having the best time.
what is typically known as good shit
Oh, good.
is what they
Yeah.
brought to the table.
Nice.
Yeah. It is us two and Liam and Matt and Alex Ward and then GM'd by Brennan Lee Mulligan. So
Incroyable.
and it's just
party and a
a light-hearted, just a
Gentle lift, no stakes. It's just a romp.
But for realsies, it's the end of the Calamity, you guys, and things are so bad.
Things are heating
They are so bad.
Things are so bad.
that was the recurring refrain of
I
the
just
shoot.
don't
was just-
want I don't want any audience members to come into this and be like, oh, okay, this is going to be really lighthearted and chill.
Yeah.
They would never lie to me on narrative telephone. Surely.
Yes, we would. And does our story today take place in said Divergence?
It takes place. So my character Fiedra in Divergence.
Oh.
This kind of takes place before the events of the EXU Divergence
On the
campaign. I think this is a
cusp
little
of?
peek into what she was up to, right before EXU Divergence starts.
Without any spoilers,
Yes.
what's your character like? What both of your characters like? Celia and Jasmine.
Yeah.
Well, my character, her name is Fiedra. She's a little halfling lady who is basically a crime boss in one of the ravaged, just like sort of destroyed cities of the Calamity, who has just been struggling to survive with her little gang that she calls the Roach Gang. Which is basically just her and a bunch of feral children in her neighborhood that she has suddenly found herself in charge of providing for.
That part's familiar.
Wait,
Yeah.
I
And,
recognize the Roach Gang.
Yeah. And yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of like a story of like just kind of what was she up to with the Roach Gang before
Divergence.
Look at Ashley's face. You said Roach Gang, and you could tell Ashley's not sure what you're
No,
fucking talking
that I
about.
got. There's like three things that stuck out
From the story?
from the story, and the
By the
rest.
time it got to us, there's probably not much left.
Oh boy.
That is all I could hope for. I'm like, I want this to get so fucked up. I want it to be unidentifiable by the time we get to the end.
I'm pretty sure we can provide that for you.
I claim
I
partial
remember this
responsibility.
being a very, very simple story.
Yeah.
That's where
Sam.
it's usually
I have a
Sam.
simple story too, but we'll see.
I follow Jasmine, and I usually feel really good being in the second place, but when I finished, I felt bad.
Oh, boy.
It's kind of rough.
It's so bad. And we're back to Divergence.
Yes.
Should we get this party started? I
let's see it.
I want to see
This
it.
party started
Punch it.
quickly.
All right,
Oh,
Jasmine,
boy.
no pressure.
All right.
Wait, I can't hear it.
I can't hear
I can't hear it either.
Oh,
You gotta go
no.
back.
You just have to
You gotta share
imagine
video. You
it.
gotta click share audio. When you share the video, you gotta click it.
Okay.
Thank you for pausing on that. Me making that beautiful face.
Welcome, Jasmine.
Great place to stop.
One of us.
What do you mean? It's gorgeous.
None of us here has ever had a rough thumbnail.
Oh, God.
All right, here we go.
Never. My
No one
God.
go on Paramount. Everyone
go.
just disable your accounts.
Nope.
Still can't hear anything.
Can't hear it.
Dang it.
You
This
gotta
is a
click
great
share
episode.
audio.
Yeah, it's like a
Why don't
Zoom
you say
setting.
it one more time, Sam?
But if you click it, you gotta click share
You gotta
audio.
freak it?
Everyone pull out your phones and Google how to read lips and learn real fast.
No, I'm Googling how to freak it.
It's this is
Don't
week,
Google that.
this is week 2 of the pandemic. We'll get it soon.
Yeah.
Oh, we're stuck in a 2020 time loop.
Yes! Tolerance policy
Okay,
when it comes
wait.
to-
Rewind it.
Go back.
So, me and the Roach Gang have kind of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to competition, right? One summer, this crew rolls in from out of town, just set up their whole operation in this big striped tent. They call
Okay.
themselves the Smiley and Son Spectacular Sideshow. So, me and my
shit.
boys decided to pay them a little visit.
I don't think that's what they
That's
call
new info.
themselves.
Who's in charge here? Now the
Simple so
Sam,
far.
that's
not what you said.
Chaos, just bright colors, balloon animals, this weird music. Every single one of their guys had their faces painted, like
What?
white face.
Oh, okay,
red
okay.
nose.
Okay.
Some of them had
That
a
made
big
it familiar.
smile or a big frown. Whoever these sick freaks were, they didn't want anyone seeing
Sick
their faces.
freaks.
But all of a sudden, one of their guys got the drop on us. He was this like furbolg fella with big shoes, and he was waving his hands around in this strange, distracting pattern, making these colorful balls fly around in the air at his command. But before he could finish whatever twisted spell he was trying to cast, my bodyguard Crocus decked him right in the face.
Crocus!
Crocus!
All out.
Woo,
blood,
Crocus!
Questioning
fists,
myself.
Knives, peanuts. And
Peanuts.
just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, we hear this roar. And to this day, I cannot explain what I saw next. A bear wearing a little hat, riding a bicycle.
I think that made it through.
So at that
Yeah.
point, we ran. Because
Kinda.
if a bear can learn how to ride a bike, what else is he capable of? You know, we're not stupid. But the next morning, just as quickly as
What a
they
good
had
story.
wandered into town, the Smiley and Son Spectacular Sideshow packed up and left. Moved on to the next town without ever hearing back from them again. So I think they got our message.
Wow.
I love it.
That was great.
Beautiful work.
We kept a little bit.
There were a lot
I
of
was watching
fine.
you guys like reactions to like, oh. I'm like, okay.
I already have my suspicions about where certain elements of the story went awry.
Yeah.
I saw a ton of
Very
fine
clear to me
details
where
that I
the
know
story
I
went
forgot.
awry.
Oh no.
I am
Somewhere
already
that
just gonna
bicycle turned into
apologize
something
real
else.
fast. My dog has gotten her squeaky toy, so there might be some yagas.
It adds to the
I'm
atmosphere.
very sorry.
I was
was
wondering
like,
what that was. I
Is
was
that
like,
a
who has a bird?
Is that a cockatoo or is someone opening a bottle of wine?
I can't get it open.
Squeaking her sunflower, which is a gift from Miss Ashley Johnson.
The squeaking is like kind of, it fits in with the story, with the circus.
It's
like,
Absolutely.
fully, yeah.
Oh boy. Who was first after Jasmine?
It's me.
Oh, Liam, you're up
This
next.
is the best noise
And I
ever.
gored it.
Liam, you're usually good.
Oh, I'm wearing the same hat.
Hey! So we won't forget who it is.
That means I haven't showered on both days.
Dance for me.
Beautiful.
You haven't taken your hat off since you recorded this.
Yes. Yes.
Actually fused to his scalp.
That's the shame cap.
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
If that were true, it'd be on my me head and all the time. Roach Gang, my crew, we have what you would call a zero tolerance policy for competition. So
Good.
if anybody rolls up in a town, we deal with it. That's just the way we do. Oh boy! But this one day,
Way we do.
this other crew
That's the
rolled
way
into
we do.
town called
So cool.
the Smiley Sun and Spectacular Fun Crew. And we've never seen anything like this. They put up this big striped tent, and we wandered in there to deal with business. And all of them were wearing all this makeup. They had
Trying to
white
capture
faces
Jasmine's
and
deadpan.
big red noses, and some of them had big smiles painted on, or
This
big
is good,
frowns
Liam.
painted on.
You're doing
I think they might have
good.
been Juggalos. And
That's where the Juggalos
we
enter
got
the
the
chat.
Juggalos came
we
in.
started knocking them around, and then this furbolg dude came who just started waving his hands up and down and left and right, and
Forgot the
started
giant
making all these
shoes.
lights swirl through the air.
Forgot so
we were
much.
taken aback by it a bit, but then
got a
my
cough,
boy
though.
Crocus
Taking a
came
bit,
and
bad a
just
bit,
took a swing and decked that furbolg right in the face and laid him out. Well, we thought we were getting the upper hand, but at that point, suddenly this bear wheels in. A bear wearing a little hat on a bicycle. Well, we got the hell out of there, because at that point, if you got a bear who can learn to ride a bicycle, you got to wonder, like, what else is he capable of?
This is good.
That's good.
So we
I
got
dumped
the hell
a
out
ton
of
of
there
details.
and licked our wounds and woke up the next day, and wouldn't you know it,
Our wounds?
the Smiley Sun Spectacular Fun Crew was nowhere to be seen. And that was the end of that.
Why do we do that? Why do we always do that? We always try to. And that was the end of the And that's how the cookie crumbles.
And the moral is.
It's watching too much G.I. Joe cartoon. You want the moral at the end.
Yep.
Well, it seems like we lost balloon animals and fighting with peanuts and juggling.
Oh, we're losing so much
yes.
more.
Because I'm next.
But we
I'm
gained.
next, and so I want to know what I didn't have going into this.
But we gained juggalos.
We did.
Tell
We
me.
did gain jugglers.
Tell me about the
Juggalos.
Juggalos.
Juggalos carry.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you what.
What's
Here we go.
Divergence about? Well,
Yeah.
I like the found footage
Yeah,
capture of this
We
too.
don't need to watch anything else.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's like Blair Witch up in here.
So, me and the Roach Gang,
The panic.
my boys, we have a zero tolerance policy for anybody who tries to invade on our area. And so, one day,
That's how they
this
talk.
crew comes to town, and they are calling themselves the Spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun Crew. And
Nice.
Got it.
tent, and we go in and we see that they're made up of all of these different people with makeup on their faces, and they have
God forbid they have makeup.
with smiles drawn on and frowns
first
drawn
sin.
on and red noses.
Smiles are still on there.
Juggalos, you can say.
Goes to where
Juggalos. We got the
Still
Juggalos. Yeah.
Juggalo Band.
You know what? We no juggalos here, and started throwing down. They had a fearful.
How seriously you
who
say
was doing some kind of.
I mean, that's just good
magic,
life
and
advice.
It was
Yeah, it
very
is.
flashy and scary.
I'm just
but
making up things
my
now.
boy Crocus
Perfect.
comes up
You're
and just
perfect.
decks him
Never change.
right in the face.
Yes.
So obviously, upper hand Roach Gang. Then out comes wheeling on a little bicycle a bear with a tiny hat.
Oh,
And all
Wheelan
I'm
was not a
saying is
name
that
of somebody.
We had to get out.
No, that's what there is right here.
Right by it.
Holy shit, Sam.
Clearly
Man named Whelan.
not worth messing with. So we leave, we lick our wounds. The next day, the Spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun Crew
Incredible.
They were gone.
Incredible.
Nowhere to be seen.
Beautiful.
Can't see me.
The story.
And that's the story.
That's I know.
Oh, yes, Dani.
It was so good.
Okay.
I think I did a great job. It created a new character, apparently. Wheelan.
Wheelan.
That's good old
That's part of the lore.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Wheeling the bear.
Also, I think was I next? I think I might have been next. Maybe? No, I can't remember. Wait, who was
God.
next? Was I
I
after
don't know. If it's you, then
I
perpetrator.
think
Makes sense. You'd make Wheelan a bear.
I interpreted her hand movements as some sort of like
Yes, you did.
street gang.
Oh,
sort of-
that's where it came from. Okay.
Yes.
That was
Okay.
yes. Panicking.
Uh-oh.
I was like, man, Jasmine must have been
Sam
like
Riegel.
going for it by the time it got to me.
Oh, no. No, what you guys are about to witness.
Yo!
Oh!
Roach gang boys.
What?
We got one
Why?
rule. Zero
Why?
tolerance.
Why
Aliens
though?
invading our
Let him cook.
our area. One day, there was a new crew.
Our
New
area.
crew that rolled into town.
Space.
They called themselves the Spectacular Sun and Smiley Fun Crew. Woo, they were crazy.
Hey.
Nice.
Painted faces, makeup, white faces with like smiles and lines and stripes and dots. Oh man, they were juggling.
Got a lot of
Me and
makeup
my
details.
roach gang
Yeah.
boys, we got one rule: zero tolerance on juggling.
Zero tolerance.
That's a good rule.
Furbowl with flashy magic. Wapow, wapow, wapow.
I mean, this is definitely street gang lingo, Sam.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
Next, they had a guy
So
named
proud of you.
Wheelan. Wheelan rolled out with a tiny hat. He was a bear.
Wow.
With a tiny hat. Oops. That was crazy. Me and the roach gang boys said, yo, we don't mess with that.
Crazy.
We rolled out of there.
We don't mess with
We
that.
left the tent and licked our wounds and said, no
Who
more
is
of
this
that.
guy?
Licked our
And
wound.
then our crew was gone. And that's it. Pretty sure that's the end of the story.
Yeah, here comes the wrap up.
Boys forever.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh
So he was doing
Shame on
and he
you.
was doing this. So I
Shame
thought,
on you.
you know, yo, I don't know. I
no!
don't
I know where that came from now.
Italian murder.
You went straight T1000 Edward Scissorhands running. Like,
Oh no!
I like how I don't think a single one of us said yo at any point, and
Never.
you had like 3 of them in there.
yeah.
Yeah, boy.
It was so Jersey to me.
Sam, I could really feel your rough upbringing in Broadway musical touring that you brought to that story.
Very Newsies coded.
Very, very.
She made his
Very
debut
Jeremy Jordan.
today.
Something was up.
Oh boy. Sorry.
That's my cigar. You'll steal another. Hey, roaches, we got work to do.
When you're a roach all the way.
Hello, my fellow roaches. It's Sam holding a skateboard over his back.
Yes.
Hello, my fellow roaches.
It's me, the Roach King.
I love that he interpreted. I love that it's not just that he interpreted like my wild hand movements, but again, seeing this from my perspective, I'm just like, that wasn't all he was doing.
No,
But that's the end of the game. Jasmine, I
love it.
really love your performance as Fiedra in Divergence. If we can go back and redo the series with this renewed inspiration, I'd love to see
Yeah.
what you can really.
Yeah, let's just refilm all of that. Yeah.
Reimagine. Yep.
Yo!
Yo, life is so bad.
It's so
It's
bad.
so bad.
the gods be warring.
All right. Who's after this? Who's after Sam?
I'm not gonna say it.
Let's go.
I'm so sorry,
Yes.
God. Oh, God. I know what's about
Look
to
at
happen.
all these amazing posters. Just so
These are great
This is
posters.
great.
It's my mother's office, I will say. Those are all of her Tonys and her stuff.
Damn!
Goodness.
Nice flex.
Right?
Very proud of
What's
it.
up, y'all? My name's Fiedra, and me and my Roach Gang, we have a zero tolerance policy for people encroaching on our turf. And one day, this other crew came in on our turf, and they had a striped tent and white face.
Let's go,
and
Juggalos.
lines and dots all over their faces.
And
They
white
juggled
face.
and circus stuff, but they were on our turf, and we couldn't have that.
Yes.
So what we did was we were like, hey guys, you can't be on our turf. And so we brawled about it gang style. And the first guy that we had to fight was this Furbo with magic. And so it was
Furbo.
doing magic, this Furbo. And
Hell yeah.
Toy, like the
I
thing
love
with
it.
the eyes.
You mean like a Furby?
was like,
Did we-
beating
Of
that
what I said.
Furbo up. And then
Did we lose Juggalos or did I just miss
with
it?
the Furbo.
I think the Juggalos are gone.
On a unicycle. with
On a
little
unicycle?
There it is.
And Crocus and the bear started fighting. And
On a unicycle?
And Crocus couldn't beat the bear.
Oh,
And
wait,
so-
what?
I'm sorry. I'm
Crocus,
sorry.
no!
We licked our wounds.
Is that what happened?
And to this day, we now have a zero tolerance policy for people being on our turf and also juggalos.
Hey.
They were a bunch of juggalos, and we couldn't have that.
Absolutely perfect.
Yay!
The Juggalos buried.
Excellent.
Well, clearly all the blame should be placed on Celia. It was perfect until that moment.
Yes.
Incredible.
Oh, sorry, gang.
Oh my God.
When I was saying, I was like, there's no way Crocus didn't win against the bear, but the story is so insane that I don't know what to do instead of that. That's just what happened.
He had to
Sorry,
put in the
Alex.
connective tissue.
Yeah. Also,
Oh my
for those
God.
watching at home, Crocus is Alex Ward's character.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Also,
And who
cannot beat the
plays-
bear in the series.
Who plays Wheelin in the series?
Where do we live?
I lost Wheelan.
You're gonna have to watch to find out
Yep.
the Wheelan
His
saga.
brother Whelan.
Whelan's the new bowler.
Wheelan was my favorite NPC.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
Who's next?
sorry.
Who did I? Matt.
I'm sorry. Oh, it gets worse from here, y'all. I was so scatterbrained when this hit.
Games.
I'm so sorry.
J'adore.
Need some wind.
Yo, what up? Fiedra here, and as a leader of the Roach Gang,
Cool
we
guy.
have a zero tolerance policy when people coming in on our turf. All right, we guard our turf.
Oh, boy.
Zero tolerance policy.
Yeah.
There was this time where this other gang started coming in to our turf. They
He's
had
so
like
tough.
a striped tent. And
The eyes are making me feel one way, and the story's making me feel another.
They have kind of like big old circus troupe type vibe, but no, we're not gonna have that because that circus troupe
named
came
what
in
it
on
was.
our turf, Roach Gang turf. So we
Circus troupe
we got our
vibe.
crew together and we went to go
Look, when the panic
in front
hits.
of them and say like, you gotta get out of here. But then suddenly they have
You gotta get outta
here.
here.
Furball runs in here. It's like a magician type who's like magic,
Furby.
magic, just like throwing spells.
Furby. Oh, God, help us.
Big old
With that
muscular boy
shirt,
Crocus
Matt
comes
is
up there,
almost
starts
a floating
fighting with
head.
square bow, and they're going and beating and fighting back and
I
forth.
like
Matt
how
and Crocus just
hard
fight each
he's
other.
going in
So
that
suddenly, the
Critical
things
Role
Furbo,
pajama
Crocus,
set.
However, turned aside and a fucking bear on a tricycle, no, a unicycle even. Tricycle! The bear comes on a unicycle. And Crocus is like, no, not this again. Then Crocus,
Oh, we lost a wheel.
Not this again.
And Crocus Crocus couldn't beat the bear, so we went home and we licked our wounds.
That survived.
That
We
stuck?
now have a zero tolerance policy on anyone coming in on Roach Gang turf.
Give me Juggalos.
And that's just how it goes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot Juggalos. Sorry.
Damn it!
I killed the Juggalos.
Zero
Those died,
tolerance.
the Juggalos.
Listen.
Yeah. I know it's not going on, but I like that the bear so far has gone from bicycle to unicycle to tricycle. Like, there's all sorts of different numbers of wheels.
Multi-talented.
And is apparently a recurring villain.
Yeah.
This has happened once before.
Not this again.
Wheelin's fucking dangerous,
Nemesis, Wheelin the bear.
By the way, if in the thumbnail for this episode we are not all photoshopped into Juggalo makeup, I will be strongly disappointed.
Yeah.
No!
Do it.
I need it.
No!
I need it. I want that. Celia Rose wants it on the internet forever. Me in whiteface. That'll make so many people happy. So many people happy. I'll be the one to fall on the sword, guys. I'll do it.
Matt, I love that you heard the word juggalos and you were just like, nah, I'm just not going to remember that.
I'm not touching
I can
that.
guarantee you that I would have kept it, if anything, because we all should learn how magnets work. But I had my brain is just dying slowly over time.
Sure,
so my apologies. My apologies.
It was a long day, and I didn't add it until the very end, so it was an easy one to miss.
Totally.
Don't worry, the degradation will be complete after these next two, I feel.
I'm excited.
Oh, it is. It's gone.
Yes.
Handsome.
Yeah.
Look at that jacket.
Look at that boy.
That's a dad.
That is a dad.
It is a minute and 18 seconds long.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Me and Fiedra, part of the Roach gang. You know.
Oh, you're not Fiedra anymore.
Nope.
That's the story.
We protect our turf and our territory. As part of the Roach gang. We're not about people coming in and infringing on our turf or
Take a
territory.
shot every time somebody says turf.
TNT.
Turf and territory. And there was this one gang that came in, and they had a bunch of striped tents and a bunch of white painted faces and motorcycles.
The paint came back.
Motorcycles
there,
yeah. Protect our turf and our territory. And me and my boy Crocus, we got after this one cat. That
Getting
came
guys
in
and dolls
that
vibes
was
here.
Riding a unicycle? Kind of been a bear? Riding a unicycle?
Oh, they're not the same
person.
Okay.
We protect our turf and our territory. We're not about that bear on a unicycle. Get your furry, fuzzy little butt out of here. And Crocus showed him the door. And so we went home and we licked our wounds. We licked our wounds and we learned from
Cliff Notes.
that protecting our turf and our territory.
Protecting our turf and John Turturro.
We call that an edit pass.
Everyone's
distilling it down. I'm just distilling it down to the most important stuff.
And hey, look.
I think we can take this stick from
Crocus
20K to 10K.
Yeah, Crocus won that one, so it's a victory. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
Revisionist.
one for the turf.
Yeah, we've reached the point in narrative telephone where there's so little material that we just start inventing stuff.
Started making stuff.
Like being in a sensory deprivation tank where like your brain doesn't have enough like stimulus, so it just starts like creating stuff.
Right.
Those fantasy motorcycles.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's similar to when like the moment before death, when the chemicals get
and then
released
there
in your
was
brain.
me, which I
Let's
just did
go.
this earlier today. So
Let's
You
go.
look gorgeous.
Ashley.
You
it's
look
bad.
beautiful.
Yep, story's over there.
The words are over there, Ashley.
Who are you looking at?
Wait, did you shoot this today? You're wearing these clothes.
We're part of the Roach Gang, and
Me and Phaedra.
Yeah.
I know we're so tough, and we fight our turf and our territory. Territory.
Yes. Good.
Man.
You got it. You got
For
it.
our territory and our turf.
Save
and my boy
it.
Crocus,
Save it.
We're fighting for our turf and our
Oh no!
Pull on that shirt.
It's just two words
Yeah,
now.
Ashley.
Then like this whole other gang comes in, and they have like white painted faces, and they're on motorcycles, and they're in striped tents. And then I guess they leave the tents to fight us. We're fighting for our turf and our territory. And then where is it?
Oh no!
The whole story is two
Bear
words.
also comes in. I don't know. I think he's part of the gang as well. He comes in on a unicycle, this stupid, fluffy, buff bear. And then
Fluffy Puff.
Call me an ice pop.
we get the bear out of there.
Kyle Shire, you're in the story now.
Let's go back
Oh.
to where we were before. And we, lick our wounds and,
Hey.
and we protect our turf and our territory.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, because Travis was doing it, and so I was like,
Sure.
this must be part of it.
There was what are they
Incredible.
called, the word clouds?
Yeah.
That one, I think it just was 3 words.
Turf, territory, bear.
And crocus.
Yeah, crocus.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't
they're
think
floating
Crocus
up
made
here.
it.
boy.
No, he was in there.
The vibes
Okay.
on
In
that
there.
story went to many different corners of the universe. It did not stay one theme throughout. And
No.
I like that the story developed Juggalo, but then the body rejected it by just spit it out.
Just like real life.
Nature's beautiful.
Healing.
Oh, man.
Apologies to all of our Juggalo critters.
So good.
All right,
Oh,
where?
yeah, we should see where.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do we start? Bring us home, Jasmine. Bring us home.
Yeah, boy.
God.
Boy.
So,
TNT.
me and the Roach Gang have kind of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to competition, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
One
forward.
summer, this crew rolls in from out of town, just set up their whole
Jasmine,
operation
where are
with
your
this
erratic
big
hand
striped
movements?
tent. They call themselves the
Where's your
Smiley
street
and Son
gang lingo?
Spectacular Sideshow. So
We lost the
me and my boys
sideshow.
decided to
Oh,
pay
we
them
lost the
a little
sideshow.
Visit. Just remind them.
You mean the fun crew?
Just
No,
a reminder.
inside this tent was
Just a nice
chaos.
visit.
Just bright colors, balloon animals, this weird music.
None
Every
of
single
that.
one of their guys had their faces painted, like white face, red nose. Some of them had a big smile or a big frown.
How did
Whoever
that
these sick
not
freaks
make
were,
it
they
down?
didn't want anyone seeing their real faces.
It's whiteface.
All of a sudden, one of their guys got the drop on us. He was this like fur-old fella with big shoes, and he was waving his hands around in this
I think you mean a
strange,
Furby.
distracting pattern, making these colorful balls
what
fly
I
out in the air in his command.
I heard Furby.
But before he could finish whatever
Furbies are
twisted
terrifying.
spell he was trying to cast, my bodyguard Crocus decked him right in the face.
Yeah.
And that's when the tent broke out into an all-out brawl. It was fists, knives, peanuts.
I don't think
And
so.
just when
I
we
don't think
thought-
it was any of those things.
And to this day, I cannot
Could
explain
it
what I
be?
saw next. A bear wearing a little hat,
Well,
riding a
We lost a hat.
bicycle like a person.
A unicycle?
And ran.
It's actually a
If a
tricycle.
bear can learn how to ride a bike, what else is he capable of? No, we're
A
not.
bear can learn how to ride a bike.
But
It's so good.
this morning, just as
It's
quickly
so
as they
good.
wandered into town, the Smiley and Son Spectacular Sideshow packed up and left. Moved on to the next town without ever hearing back from them again. So I think they got our message.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story.
And that is the
Incredible.
end of the story.
Spoilers for the last
Our
episode of
turf, our
Divergence.
territory.
Sorry.
That's what I
I don't
heard.
think Jasmine
Smiley,
said
Son, and
turf one
Spectacular
time.
Sideshow. That was that.
Yeah, I don't know if I said the word turf at all. In that.
No, we're
Territory? Turf territory? But were they drinking
crew?
Fago?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes, that's implied.
Instead of giving hearts, I'm going to give 0 now.
Yeah.
We all, I think,
Tolerance
got a
policy.
0.
Boy, oh boy.
So
That was beautiful.
Jeez.
So sorry, Jen.
I think I realized what happened is that, but the hand motions were, I thought they were coming off as Italian. Sam was reading the Memphis influence, and that is what continued on.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Memphis influence.
Yeah, this whole thing is like in care of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
Sure.
I think
Yes.
Memphis influence is a feat you can take in the higher levels.
It is.
That was
I have it.
terrifying. That was a
Ashley,
beautiful story, Jasmine.
Heh.
Ashley, how long ago did you shoot your part of the story? Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, a little bit earlier.
Oh, wow.
So it was like,
Amazing.
well, I'm coming in. I'll do it, get it ready, and,
It's fresh. You keep it
just
fresh.
it's keeping it fresh.
Set
Yeah.
myself up for success.
Yeah.
TV.
Fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
welcome
I can't
to the,
believe
narrative
Jasmine
telephone.
spoiled the Whelan character from Divergence.
I know.
I know.
Oh,
Such
I
a
know.
great
The
reveal.
whole Whelan arc.
His whole arc.
Yeah.
Supposed to be secret.
I know. Brendan worked so hard on creating the character of Whelan.
Look, I can't wait for the Whelan sideshow statue to drop. So that's gonna be. It's
time for the gods to
Brendan's
diverge.
the art already. It's really beautiful.
Yep. Well, thank you all so much for coming and being a part of this absurd.
That was a beautiful train wreck or motorcycle wreck, unicycle wreck.
All
bicycle. One of the four.
Many cycles.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle.
I can't wait to see Divergence and learn more about this circus.
That's the context you need.
Yep.
This is the context you need for
this is all you need to know.
There is a circus of spectacular fun.
Spectacular, super happy, super fun time, spectacular sideshow.
That was our party's name.
Yes.
I can't wait to see the rest of this. I'm now perfectly primed for Divergence.
I think so. I think so.
We're ready.
Yes, it is a very fun time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Zero tolerance for everyone. Lots of tolerance.
Infinite tolerance.
There we go.
Zero tolerance for zero
tolerance policy. Yeah.
Yes.